order to make these classes as freely accessible to our participants, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure you move nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you are participating in yoga class or class involves lying on the ground, we recommend using a mat, or if you don't have on a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice and care as needed. William Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical examination and follow the healthcare advice of your provider before participating. I'm getting faster at reading that every time. We're going to go ahead and get started lying down on our mat. I'm just going to move my computer so you guys can see my mat. And you can lie down however is comfortable to you, taking up lots of space here. You can put your hands on your lower belly if you would like. Feeling your belly rise and fall with every inhale and every exhale. You can also bring your hands down by your sides, just letting yourself relax, letting go of any tension here. Releasing your shoulders down to the mat. Trying to relax your face and your jaw. So those little muscles next to your eyes relax, your jaw muscles relax, your forehead relax. Just staying here for 2 more breaths, letting yourself get centered before we start moving. Taking one more deep inhale here. Exhale it all out. Good, just tilt your head towards the right, bring it back to center, look towards the left, and then keep going with that. Just turning the neck a little bit from side to side. When you get back to center, you can stretch your arms over your head, starting to wake your body up. Feeling that nice stretch. Then hugging your knees into your chest, you can rock side to side, massaging your lower back here. Letting our knees come over towards the left for a twist, and your right arm comes out to the side, your gaze follows your right fingertips. This is really good for your lower back. Keep releasing those shoulders down to the ground. Then come back up to center and let your knees go over to the other side, looking over your left hand this time. Keep releasing those shoulders down. Feel how this twist feels different doing it at the beginning of class versus the end. Good, coming back up to center, we're going to extend our left leg and hold our right knee into our chest. You can rock that knee from side to side, loosening up that hip joint here. Holding on behind your thigh, extend your right leg up towards the sky. Starting to warm up the back of your right leg, stretching that calf and hamstring out here. Keep really flexing your right foot to get that stretch more into your calf. And then bend your knee, hold on to the outside edge of your right foot, coming into half happy baby. Still working that hamstring and also our hip flexor here. Good, we're going to switch sides. So hugging that left knee in and extending that right leg out. You can rock your knee from side to side. Holding on behind your thigh, extend that leg up towards the ceiling, really flexing that left foot. Keep breathing here. And just really enjoy lying down. I always like yoga classes when you stay on the ground for a long time. Grabbing onto the outside edge of your left foot, coming into half happy baby. Feeling that stretch in your right hip flexor and your left, like inner thigh area. Good, releasing that, coming back to center. Bring your knees up to your chest and then bring your hands onto your knees and take little circles with your knees. So you're using your hands to help move your knees into those circles. This is really good for your lower back. When you get back to the beginning, switch directions. Good, let's take one more circle here. Good, and then one last pose. We're just going to extend both legs up towards the ceiling. Okay, actually two more. I lied, but that's basically one. Really flexing your feet towards your face, rolling your shoulders down towards the mat. Imagine your legs are against a wall. And then hold on to both feet, coming into full happy baby here. You can also wrap your peace fingers around your big toes and then extend one or both legs out to the sides. Releasing that, bringing your knees back to center, starting to rock back and forth on your mat. And then coming all the way up to a seat, we're going to pause here, bringing our right ear to our right shoulder. Coming up to center and bringing our left ear to our left shoulder. Coming up to center and looking down towards your lap. And then up towards the ceiling. Clasping your hands behind your back, really roll your shoulder blades together. Stretching out your shoulders and your arms here, broadening your collarbones. And switch which thumb is on top, so you're stretching both sides of your collarbone equally. Good, releasing that, inhaling your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, tipping over to one side for a side body stretch. Good, inhale up. Exhale, tipping over to the other side. Keep going like that at your own pace, just for a few side bends to each side. Let's do one more to each side here. Trying to keep your shoulders rolled back. Don't let your arm roll in towards the ground when you go to one side. Okay, coming back up to center, rolling over your ankles, coming into tabletop. Spreading those fingers wide, having your knees right underneath your hips, and your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. When you look through your thighs, you should be able to see your feet. They're directly behind your knees. Start to drop your belly, broaden your collarbone, rolling your shoulders back, coming into cow. Exhale to cat, arch your back, looking towards your thighs. Good, inhale, cow, making sure you're pressing into all your fingertips. And exhale, cat. Keep going for two more at your own pace. You guys are doing great. Let's take one more round of these. Good, coming back to center, flipping that right hand over to stretch out your wrist. So your fingertips are facing your left hand. You're going to touch every fingertip to your thumb, and then go back the other way. Shaking out that wrist, and placing your hand back down on the ground. Switching sides, so your left fingertips are facing your right hand, and your left palm is facing the sky. Touch every fingertip to your thumb, and go back the other way. Shaking out that wrist here. Releasing your hands back down to the ground. Tuck your toes under and press back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out your feet here, moving your hips from side to side, moving however feels good to you. Try to really press your chest back towards your thighs so you look like an upside down V. You can bend your knees to press your chest back further and then try to straighten your legs. Looking forward towards the top of your mat, start to walk your feet up to a forward fold. Good, hanging out here, grabbing onto opposite elbows, having a little bend in your knees. You can nod your head yes and no, releasing any tension from your spine and your neck. Releasing that bind. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen your spine. Really rolling your shoulders back here. Imagine your shoulder blades are going into your back pockets. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing. Bring your arms up over your head. And exhale your hands to heart center, pausing here. Feeling the difference in your body between when you started class just a few minutes ago and now. Thanking yourself for making that difference and taking this time for your mind and your body today. Taking one more breath in here. One more breath out. Slowly start to open your eyes. Inhale your arms out and up. And exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, stepping back to plank, holding here. Holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing your knees down to the ground and then slowly lower your body down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, stretching out your lower back, your stomach, your collarbones, even your hip flexors stretching here. If you're in upward facing dog, trying to get your thighs off the mat. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Looking forward towards your hands, step or jump your feet to meet them. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse one leg, bring your arms all the way out and up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to plank, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your knees down, release your body down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee and open up your hip. Stretching out that hip flexor here. Bring your knee to your nose for cheetah pose, coming forward to like a plank position. Inhale your leg up for three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping that foot through in between your hands, coming up to warrior one. Having a bend in that front knee. Really planting that back foot into the ground. We're going to bring our hands behind our back, really stretch and open our collarbones today, broadening your shoulders. You can try to lift your hands away from your body if you feel like that increases the stretch in your shoulders. Trying to tuck your hips under so you feel more of a stretch in your hip flexors. Notice which leg is on top here. And when we do this on the left leg, try to do the other side. Releasing your hands up towards the sky. Bring your hands down to the ground, stepping back to plank and pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up, bend your knee and open up your hip. Stretching into the three-legged dog with this hip flexor stretch. Exhale forward, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping that foot forward. Inhale, up to warrior one. Bringing your hands behind your back, putting the opposite thumb on top, stretching out your shoulders here. Try to really have strength in that back leg, so you're pressing your foot into the ground, not letting that knee just be wobbly there. Taking one more breath in. One more breath out. Bring your hands back up towards the sky, and then exhale towards the ground. Stepping back to plank, and then pressing back to downward facing dog. Coming down to child's pose to reconnect with our breath. You can bring your big toes together and knees wide. Pressing your hips back towards your heels. Really spreading your fingertips wide. Walking both hands over towards the right side, pressing your left hand on top of your right hand. Good, coming back to center and going towards the other side, pressing your right hand on top of your left, stretching out that right side body here. Coming back to center, and when you're ready, coming back up to tabletop. Tucking your toes under and pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, stepping it through for low lunge. So releasing that back knee to the ground. Your hands are on either side of your front foot, and your front knee and your front ankle are in one line. Start to bring your hands up to your thigh for a deeper stretch here. First, we're just going to pause here. And then keep that right arm on your right leg and extend your left arm over your head. Coming back down to center, bring both hands inside of that front foot. So now we're in lizard. You can stay here, or you can come onto the outside edge of your right foot, bring your right knee out toward the side. And maybe you want to come down onto your forearms, and maybe you want to come into a twist, bringing that right hand behind you. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can grab onto that back foot, making this a little bit of a quad stretch as well. Releasing that, coming back up to just normal lizard, bringing your right hand to the outside of your foot again. Tucking your back toes under, we're going to step back to side plank. So everything stays where it is, except actually we'll start in a twist, so you can really stay exactly where you are. That right hand comes up towards the ceiling, and your left hand is down. And now you're just going to step that right foot back. Good, really pressing your hips up towards the sky, trying to make a rainbow with your body. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing down to plank and pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up, stepping it forward in between your hands, coming down to low lunge on this side. Really rolling your shoulder blades back, holding your heart through your shoulders. And then bringing your hands up to your thigh. Keeping that left arm on your left thigh, extend your right arm up and over, stretching that side body here. Bring your hands inside of your front foot on the mat. Coming into lizard here, really trying to flatten your back. And then you can come onto the outside edge of your left foot, bringing your left knee out towards the side. Then you can come down onto your forearms. You can come into a twist, or you can hold on to your back foot. Holding here for 3 breaths. Releasing that, coming back up to center. Bring your hands on either side of your front foot. Tuck your back toes under and come up to this low lunge, and then come into a twist, extending that left arm up towards the sky, your right arm is down, and you're gonna step back to side plank. So you're just gonna step that left leg back to meet your right leg, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, releasing back to plank, and pressing back to downward facing dog. Looking forward towards the top of your mat. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to stretch out our wrists a little bit here in gorilla pose. So stepping our feet all the way up to our wrist creases. Your palms are facing the ceiling. You can bend your knees a lot to be able to do this. Press your toes into your hands to stretch out your wrists a little more. You can start to extend your legs a little bit, but try to keep a bend in your knees. You can nod your head yes and no. Releasing that bind. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Then exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, reverse one leg. Bring your arms all the way out and up. Exhale, your hands to heart center. Just pausing here for a second. Letting that head rush go away. And then tilting over towards the right side, stretching your side body. Inhale up to center. Exhale towards the left. Good. Inhale up to center. Bring both your hands to your lower back. You can bring your fingertips facing up or down, whatever is more comfortable to you. And you're just going to start to press your hips forward, coming into a little mini back bend here. Then coming back up to center. Pausing here, and we're going to do that one more time. Taking a breath in, and a breath out. Coming back into that little back bend, really supporting your lower back. Coming back up to center, extending your arms over your head. Exhale, nice and gently go into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, and we're going to step that left leg back, coming into pyramid pose. So both your feet are facing forward, and your feet are on railroad tracks instead of a tightrope. So they're kind of wide, a little more than shoulder width apart. This is a really good stretch for the back of your front leg, stretching your hamstring, that muscle behind your knee, and also your calf. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull a little deeper over that front leg. Pausing here, giving your body enough time to relax into this stretch. Trying to square your hips, pulling your right hip back, pushing your left hip forward. Holding here for one more inhale. One more exhale. Step that left foot forward and that right foot back. This time we're just switching sides, making sure your feet are a little more than shoulder width apart and both feet are facing forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Trying to relax your muscles consciously. Tell your body it's okay for your muscles to release into this pose. That mind-muscle connection is super important here. Taking one more breath in. One more breath out. We're just going to step both feet to the top of the mat and then bring your toes out and your heels in. with your feet at the width of the mat. Then you're going to start to sink your butt down in between your feet, coming into Malasana squat, pressing your elbows into your thighs, broadening your collarbones here. We're going to come into a little twist, so extending that right arm out and extend that left arm up. You can also bring that left arm behind your back and bind with your thigh. Good, coming back to center and going over to the other side. So extending that left arm, that right arm goes up, or it can come behind your back and bind with your thigh. Good, coming back to center here. And then exhale into that forward fold. Feel like you can go a little deeper into your forward fold after doing Malasana squat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, stepping back to plank. Bringing your knees down, lowering down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, releasing down to a child's pose with your knees wide and your toes together. Inhaling forward to swan, so leaving your hands and your knees where they are. Just bring your feet up behind you to stretch your hip flexors and your lower back. And then exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, forward swan. Exhale back to child's pose. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale forward. And exhale back. Inhaling up to tabletop, tuck your toes under and press back to downward facing dog. Stepping that right foot forward in between your hands, opening up to warrior 2. Shooting energy out of those fingertips, bending your front knee over your front ankle. Inhale, reverse your warrior, feeling that side body stretch here. Exhale, coming forward to side angle. Good, inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. One more time, inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. From here, you're going to bring that right hand down to the ground if you'd like to. You definitely don't have to. And you can bring that top arm behind your back, maybe bind with your thigh. If you want to go further here, you can bring that right hand underneath your leg and bind your hands together. If you want to go further than this, you can come into bird of paradise. So you're going to step that back foot in. Haven't done this in a while. Then you're going to start to stand up on that left leg. Hold on. I definitely need to practice this. Okay, you're going to step that back again and then stand up. It's okay if you're just leaving that toe on the ground, but just practicing this is already really hard and definitely working your muscles. But if you would like to, you can stand up. And then if you want to go further than this, you can extend that right leg out. Just try to work on standing up here, or even just stepping your back foot in. Whatever step you are in right now, try to work on getting to the next one. And then come back to side angle. Coming back up to center, we're just going to switch sides. So we're facing the other side in warrior 2. This time your left foot and arm are the one that is in front. Turn to reverse your warrior here, feeling that side body stretch. And exhale, coming forward to side angle. Then inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Good, holding here for a second, and then bringing that left hand down. That right arm comes behind your back and binds with your thigh. Then you can bring that left arm underneath, binding your hands together, trying to really roll your shoulders back here. Then if you want to, you can step that back foot in. Try to come up onto the toe of your left foot first. And then you can start to stand up. Maybe just kind of bring your foot up and then bring it back down and then do that again. That helps get you used to standing on one leg. Or you can bring your leg all the way up, trying to keep your core engaged. Or you can extend that left leg out, trying to go to the next step of the pose, wherever that is for you. And then we're going to come back to side angle when you're ready. Okay, everybody meeting in side angle. We're going to come back up to warrior two. Turn back around so you're facing the front of your mat. Bring your hands down, stepping back to plank, and pressing back to downward facing dog. Good, we're going to release down to child's pose with our knees together this time and our arms behind us. Letting your lower back release here, you can rock side to side. When you're ready, coming up to tabletop and pressing back to downward facing dog. Looking forward toward the top of your mat. Walk or jump your feet to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Bring your arms all the way up and up. And exhale your hands to heart center. We're going to do a few standing poses here. So we're going to do tree first. So really planting into that left foot. You can bring your right foot anywhere on your left leg. That could be your toes down, on your shin, or your inner thigh. Try not to put any weight on your knee though, because we want to protect our knee joints. You can bring your hands to heart center, or you can extend your arms up and over your head. Trying to imagine like a triangle of balance in your left foot. So it's like your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel are all pressing down into the ground. And just know that every time your ankle is wobbling, it's strengthening that tendon. Bringing that knee up into your chest. Holding onto your knee with your right hand and bringing your left hand to your left hip. You can keep holding onto your knee, or you can grab onto your big toe with your peace fingers. And you can start to extend your leg out as much as is comfortable to you. And then you can extend it out to the side. You can do that if you're holding onto your knee too. You can bring your leg out to the side and just hold on to it like this. Bring your knee back to center. Extending your leg, if it's not already, and holding it up just with your ab muscles here. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, releasing that leg down. You can shake it out here. Okay, we're gonna go on to the other side now. So really planting into that right foot. Create that nice firm foundation before you try to move. And then bring that left foot anywhere on your leg that is comfortable to you. You can bring your hands to heart center, where you can extend your arms up and over your head. Trying to really engage your core. Pushing that knee to the back, but also making sure that your hips are square. You can bring your knee into your chest, hold on to your knee with your left hand, and bring your right hand to your right hip. You can stay here, Or you can grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers and then start to extend your leg out and then maybe extend it to the side. You can also do this holding on to your knee. Just bring your knee out to the side. Then bringing your knee back into center. Extending that leg out wherever you are. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, releasing that leg down, shaking it out here. We're gonna come into dancer's pose next. So first we'll do like the left side. So we're gonna plant that right foot down, trying to spread your toes wide and imagine your toes could like grip the mat. And you're gonna turn your left hand out and then bring it inside of your left foot. Then you're gonna start to kick your hand into your foot and tip forward. You can bring that top arm in front of you. You can also, I like to hold onto a wall sometimes so I can just get the stretch out of this pose and not feel like I'm gonna fall over. Trying to really kick your foot into your hand and like pull your foot closer to you. That like counterbalance is what pulls your leg higher. And then releasing that, we're gonna switch sides. So planting into that left foot, your right hand turns out, then your hand comes inside of your right leg or your foot, and then start to tip forward, kicking that foot into your hand. You can hold on to something so that you can practice the form of the pose, or you can extend that front arm in front of you. Holding here for one more inhale. One more exhale, release that all down. We have one more little sequence of standing poses, and then we're done with those. So we're gonna come to the top of our mat, and then we're gonna bring our right knee into our chest. Exhale back to warrior 3, and then inhale up to standing. Good, exhale, kick your leg out. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, warrior 3. Inhale, stand up. Good. So you're going to kick it out, bring it in, come back to warrior 3, then come back knee into your chest. Just do that with your own breath a few times. Trying to keep looking at the same spot in front of you on the floor to help with balance. Let's do one more round of this. And bringing your knee into your chest, crossing your ankle over your left thigh. We're gonna sit down into figure 4 here. Good, so you should feel the stretch on the outside of your right hip. And then you can bring this into a forward fold. So you can bring your hands down to the ground and then straighten that leg as much as you want. Then bending that knee again, coming back into figure 4. Bring that knee back into your chest and releasing it down. Shake it out, and we're going to go on to the other side. You guys are doing so amazing. I know this is a hard balance sequence today. Okay, so really planting into that right foot. Again, spreading those toes wide. Nice firm foundation. Hands to heart center, shoulders roll back. Bring that left knee into your chest. We're going to tip forward, warrior 3. Good. Inhale, your knee into your chest. Exhale, kick it forward. And then bend your knee again. Keep going like that with your own breath. This is so good for balance, for hip flexor strength, for core strength. Let's take 2 more. Next time you come up, bring your knee into your chest. Cross your ankle over your thigh, sitting back into that figure 4 here, flexing that left foot. First, feeling that stretch on the outside of your left hip. And then you can come into a forward fold, bring your hands down. You can straighten your leg as much as you want. Rebending that knee, coming back into that figure 4. Bring your knee back into your chest. And releasing your leg down to the ground. Shake everything out. We're done with those balancing poses for the day. Inhaling the arms all the way out and up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. Stepping back to plank. Lowering all the way down to the ground. You can drop your knees or keep them lifted. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and hold here. You can release your legs down to the mat, but keep really pressing up and out of those hands and shoulders. Looking over your right shoulder. Coming back to center and looking over your left shoulder. Taking one more breath in here. One more breath out. Tucking those toes under, we're going to press back to downward facing dog. We're going to do one last little exercise before we go down to the ground. So we're going to inhale, forward plank, exhale, back, downward facing dog. You're just going to keep going with your own breath here, doing that. This is good for your shoulder mobility, also for your core. Trying to really move with your breath here. Imagine you're like flowing through water. We're going to do 2 more. Last one. Looking forward through your hands, start to walk your feet through, coming down to a seat. And we're going to bring our legs wide on our mat to stretch out our inner thighs here. So inhale, roll your shoulders back, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold as much forward as is comfortable to you. Trying to make sure that your pelvis is like forward and not back, so you're not like all hunched here. If you are, sit on something like a block or a blanket or a textbook. It can be anything that makes your hips higher than your heels, and then it'll be easier to go forward. Really letting those inner thighs release here. Stretching over that right leg. Then going over towards the left leg. Okay, coming up to center, we're going to bring our knees, our feet together, and then coming into butterfly. So your feet are together, your knees are wide. Lengthen your spine, roll your shoulders back, and exhale. Fold as much as is comfortable to you. Coming back up to center, bring your feet a little bit more away from your body so you have a diamond shape in your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold. You can round your back to bring your head towards your feet. Good, walking back up to center, bring your knees together. You're gonna extend your left leg forward, hugging your right knee into your chest, feeling that stretch on the outside of your right hip. Keep hugging that knee into your chest and twist towards the right, sitting up nice and tall here. Keep flexing that left foot. Then coming back to center, switching sides, hugging that left leg in, flexing your right foot towards you. Keep hugging that knee and then twisting towards the left. Good, coming back to center. We're going to come to the normal way of sitting on our mat. Make sure you have enough room to lie down. And one vertebra at a time, slowly coming down towards your mat. Good, from here, bring your feet wide and your knees together, keeping your legs here, letting your lower back have a little release. Then we're going to come into bridge pose, bringing your feet hips width apart. Your feet are pretty close towards your body. Then you're going to press your hips up towards the ceiling. You can come onto your shoulders a little bit, so more weight is on your shoulders instead of your neck. Looking straight up towards the ceiling. Taking one more breath in here. One more breath out. Slowly lowering down. We're going to do that one more time. So take an inhale. Exhale, press your hips up towards the sky, really squeezing your butt here. Holding for one more inhale. Exhale, release down. Good, you can do bridge pose one more time, or you can come into wheel pose. So you can bring your hands next to your head, spreading those fingertips wide, making sure your feet are still hips width apart. And then you're going to start to press into your hands. It's okay if you don't really leave the ground at all. If you just work on pressing into your hands. And then you can press up to wheel. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing back down to your mat. Coming back to that feet wide, knees together pose. You can bring both hands to your lower belly. Then bringing your feet together and knees wide. Recline Butterfly here. Really press your hands into your thighs and imagine you're like pulling your legs away from your body. This helps release pressure built up in your spine. Bringing your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Coming into that same twist we did in the beginning of class, bring your legs over to the left, looking over your right arm. Feeling the difference in your body between now and when we did this pose at the very beginning. Bringing your knees back to center and then going over towards the right side, looking over your left arm. Coming back up to center, extending your arms and legs long on your mat. We're going to do a quick body scan meditation. So starting from your feet all the way to your head, we're going to relax every muscle. And hopefully by the time we get to your head, your entire body will be completely relaxed. First, focus on a feeling of peace and relaxation. Imagine that feeling in your toes. Maybe it feels warm. Maybe it's making your feet feel heavy. Just imagine whatever that relaxation feels like to you is in your toes right now. And then starting to let that feeling of peace and relaxation move up over the balls of your feet. Relaxing the arches of your feet and over your heels. That relaxation starts to move up your legs, around your shins and your calves, over your knees, your thighs, and your hamstrings. Slowly working its way up your legs, relaxing every muscle on its way. Letting that relaxation move over your hips and your glutes, knowing that your entire legs are completely relaxed here. Starting to relax your lower belly and your lower back. Letting that relaxation move over your stomach and your diaphragm. And then up over your ribs. Very slowly relaxing each rib and everything underneath it. Your lungs relaxing, your heart relaxing. Letting that relaxation move up over your shoulders, releasing them down to the ground. No tension left here. Relaxing your biceps and your triceps. Letting that relaxation move over your elbows, down your forearms. Relaxing into your hands, your palms relaxing, every finger and your thumb. Feeling nice and heavy here. Coming back to your shoulders, letting that relaxation move up your neck. And then over your jaw. Relaxing your lips, your cheeks, your nose. Your eyes relaxing. The little muscles next to your eyes relaxing. Relaxing your eyebrows and your forehead. All the tension is melting away. Finally, letting that relaxation wash over your thoughts, knowing that you don't have to think about or do anything here, except to know that your entire body is completely relaxed in Shavasana. Slowly starting to deepen your breath, wiggling your fingers and your toes, stretching your arms over your head for one final full body stretch here. Bringing your knees into your chest, Giving yourself a big hug and thanking yourself for coming to practice today. Knowing you did so much good for your mind and your body. Rolling over onto your right side. Pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat with your hands at heart center and your eyes closed. Thank you so much for coming and practicing with me today. The light in my heart honors and cherishes the light inside of each and every one of yours. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for coming to yoga and meditation. I hope to see you soon. I also teach on Tuesdays, so if you want to come to that, it's Yoga Lattes. It's also at 4. I'm going to stop the recording, and if any of you want to stay after and talk or ask any questions, I'd love to talk to you guys.